Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wei and Cathy Show. I'm your host, Wei Fang. A delegation of 5 U.S. senators and Congress people, made up by both parties, quietly landed in Taiwan yesterday. And it's a very quiet landing, but it generated big uproar. And basically, they follow Nancy Pelosi's steps there, but they took a much daring flight route over the South China Sea. So CCP could only respond aftermath by staging another round of a military drill. Actually, believe it or not, Taiwan is the second country that received the most U.S. Congress delegations. The first one is Israel. The second one is Taiwan. So because of this, forbidden official contact between U.S. and Taiwan, Congress actually pretty much took up the role of the diplomacy. So in the Taiwan caucus, in the Congress, in the House caucus, there are 229 members. Okay, which takes 52% of the entire House. And while in the Senate, the Senate Taiwan caucus has 33 members, so about 1/3. Okay, so many Congress people in the last 30 years has been traveling to Taiwan to show their support or show their friendliness. But because of the Nancy Pelosi's incident and the CCP, in order to answer the emotion, that it stirred up in China, it has to respond strongly to any future visit by the U.S. delegation. Unfortunately, many U.S. Congress people wants to visit after they show their muscle. After CCP showed their muscle. So CCP now just, put themselves in a spinning mode that they have to respond every time. So basically you got a few people landing in Taiwan, and CCP will have to send all the fighter jet and the military battleship out there, and it's very costly. It's very tiring. Okay, not just U.S. Congress, the UK, and the Germany, they will be also sending their congressional delegations to Taiwan. And so I guess the fallout was not what the CCP was expecting. So that's a brief update in Asia. All right, so let's set our eyes in the US. Okay, now is the 8th day after the raid of the Mar-a-Lago, Trump's home. And then actually, let me give you some quick update. Christina Bobb, who is the former President Trump's attorney, he told Real American Voice that during the process, for the duration of the raid, actually Trump and his family can see the whole process very clearly from New York. He said Trump probably saw it more clear than I, who is honest, at the side, but was shut out of the door, have to stand in the heat. While the FBI agents thought they could just close the door and search the place, just by themselves. So how come? How did Trump able to see this search from New York? Very initially, the FBI indeed ordered the Mar-a-Lago staff to shut down the camera and the monitor camera. They did. Then later, they went to the attorneys and asked, can we turn it back on? And the attorney said, yes, of course you're entitled to. So they went back and turned it back on. So the monitor cameras was only off for a short time. For the entire duration, which what I heard, I have not found any official record there. The entire search lasted 9.5 hours. So in most of the night, probably 5%, 98% of that time, and Trump is able to watch it because the monitor cameras were all on. So that's that. So Trump today issued his, wrote under his Truth Social, saying that the FBI seized stole 3 of my passport during this raid, and one of them is already expired. And Trump also said, now the document they took away was covered by the attorney-client privilege, and also the potentially executive privilege executive privilege. So they should return those documents. Actually, Trump's lawyers already requested for the DOJ to return those documents. Okay, I'm sorry, not just that. And they request for the appointment of an independent special master to review the record. So what did the DOJ said? Sounds sensible, but DOJ said they are opposed to this idea. Okay. Another update is about the Congressman Scott Perry from the 10th District of Pennsylvania. And remember that last week he was stopped while on the way to his vacation. And he and his wife were stopped by 3 FBI agents, and then they showed him the search warrant and took away his cell phone. Okay. And then at that time, that's very interesting. Okay, let me tell you the process. He then asked the agent that, how did you find me? And he said, they just said, with a smirk, it's what do we do? Then Scott Perry said, when are they going to return this to us? They said they're going to return it after they check it up. He said, can you find my chief of staff and return the cell phone to her? And they answered, we cannot find her. So Scott Perry cannot help thinking that this is the most powerful law enforcement agency in this country, and they can find him anytime they want, but they cannot find his chief of staff, which is not hard to find at all. So that's that. However, he said, I really don't know. To be honest, he said, I don't know why they, why they come. So this incurs something that in me, right? So remember that I remember about 10 years ago, I think 15 years ago, I was in Germany. At that time, I was part of with a group that peacefully protested the visit of the former CCP head, Jiang Zemin. Okay, his visit to Germany, and the German government was protecting Jiang Zemin. And at that time, German police just stopped people and asked for ID, arbitrarily. And I was told that this is very normal. The police in Germany, of course, they can stop anyone and ask for ID. At that time, I told them, no, in this country, we don't. Okay, I would never worry about a police just stopping me or an FBI agent and saying that I want to see your ID. Okay, you don't look right. I said, here in the US, we don't do that. And we never ran into anything like that. Okay, so basically what happened to former President Trump at the Mar-a-Lago and what happened to Scott Perry is something very, very unusual. To be honest, apparently Scott Perry does not know, even today, he does not know what is the search warrant was about. They showed him the search warrant, but behind the search warrant, there must be an affidavit. And he should be as insistent as the former President Trump on the search warrant. What's behind that? And I don't think he has asked for that yet. But the issue is of same relevance. Okay, so here let's talk about what set us different from Germany. Okay, it's called the Fourth Amendment. Let me read it to you. The Fourth Amendment goes like this: the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, which is called affidavit, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons and the things to be seized. All right, that's the Fourth Amendment of our Constitution. Because of that, we can rest at home, assured that no police will kick open and break through the door and come to search for things. We will not worry about any police stopping us on the street. It's simply because they don't feel we are right. They don't feel that I'm right. I'm the right person. Okay, I'm the good person. So the Fourth Amendment clearly said it has to be an oath or confirmation. Okay, equivalent to the affidavit that the federal court in the southern Florida, okay, that judge, Reinhardt, right? Judge Reinhardt, he should have seen, okay? And then the search warrant needs to particularly describing the things to be seized. As we now see that that search warrant was very broad. Every piece of document that President Trump possessed, during his entire presidency from January 20th of 2017 through the January 20th of the 2021. Okay, does that conform to the Fourth Amendment? And which is supposed to really protect us from this kind of just breaking in or raid. And Fourth Amendment only has 54 words, okay? But these 50 words protect Americans from unreasonable searches and seizures of their property by the government in the last 240 years. This is how relevant this amendment is. And this is why we should be, very, very concerned here. Okay, with the Fourth Amendment as part of our Constitution, our FBI seems to doing things that are against this amendment. All right. So anyway, so again, what is the probable cause? Probable cause is, the reasons clearly stated by later shall be supported by the oath or affirmation. So supported by the probable cause, the reasons supported by an affidavit. Okay, so now DOJ has issued this answer because everybody looking at this search warrant, there's nothing there. It's too broad, does not say the real reason. Everybody's pressuring DOJ to publicize the affidavit. And today, as of today, DOJ say no. Well, what's the reason? They said if disclosed, the affidavit would serve as a roadmap to the government's ongoing investigation, providing specific details about its direction and the likely course in a manner that is highly likely to compromise future investigative steps. Okay? They said they have reason like that. So how is that reason received? Senator Lindsey Graham tweeted in the following. He said it's imperative the Justice Department released the affidavit justifying the raid after Crossfire Hurricane, which is basically the Russia hoax. And the Mueller investigation, there's no benefit of the doubt. All right, then, okay, since the unsealed search warrant didn't tell us much about the reason, actually neither did it tell the Senate Intelligence Committee much. Okay, so over the weekend, Democratic and Republican leaders of the Senate Intelligence Committee sent a letter to Attorney General Garland and the Director of the National Intelligence, Avril Haines, and seeking detail regarding the reason behind the FBI's raid of the Mar-a-Lago. And Mark Rubio wrote this. He said in his remark, Attorney General Garland claimed there was a substantial public interest in the execution of the unprecedented search warrant of President Trump. He went on and said, as such, the Intelligence Committee has asked the Department of Justice to share with us on a classified basis the specific intelligence document seized from Mar-a-Lago. Okay? So basically saying that, okay, you said you cannot publicize it, how about share with us on the classified basis, so nothing will be leaked out? Well, reasonable, but we want to know the reason. And this is a Democrat leader and a Republican leader. Both parties want to get at the bottom of it. As of now, there's no answer from DOJ, and I doubt there will be any answer from DOJ to this inquiry, which is, what do you think, utterly reasonable. All right, so talking about the Fourth Amendment, I just cannot help just stress this some more with a joke. Okay, this joke I already told before, but I still want to tell it again because it just fits so well here. All right, so there's Russia, right? There's a Russian, there's a Englishman, and there's a Frenchman. They were just, just having dinner together, each bragging or just sharing or how to say, telling. Okay, what's the most beautiful moment in life? The Englishman said, the most beautiful moment in life is I came back at the winter in a snowing day in December, and I come to my fireplace with a fire there and with a glass of great wine. That's my most beautiful moment in life. The Frenchman said, well, the most beautiful moment in life is I go to the Mediterranean in the southern French, and on the France in the beach of the Mediterranean coast, and spend the night with my beloved lady. The Russian said, what's the most beautiful moment for me is like at midnight, and then you heard this the crazy knock on the doors. And you open the door, there's a group of secret police and point their gun to you. And they said, Mr. Ivanovich, you're under arrest. And you laughed. You said, sir, comrades, Ivanovich lived next door. All right, that's the most beautiful moment for people in the Soviet Union, okay? Why? Because they don't have the Fourth Amendment. Okay. Yeah, they don't have the Constitution. Many countries in this world does not have Fourth Amendment. Probably all of them, except the U.S. This is how fortunate we are. Okay, being in this country, having our Constitution, have the Fourth Amendment, knowing that we can walk on the street, we can stay at home without worrying somebody breaking in, okay, and harass us. We just stopped this stopped last Monday. Okay, with the FBI and formerly well-respected FBI, breaking in the former president's home. With that happening, if we allow that, who else is safe? So, okay, that's the short piece of today. I want to know that how you think. Just share with me what how you think about it, and do you think the DOJ can hold on and never release that affidavit, which they submitted? And the judge, Reinhardt, and he saw, and he, based upon that, he signed it. But what's on it? What's in it? Okay, such a broad search warrant. How was that approved? It's not any particular things, okay, to search for, as stated by the Fourth Amendment. So, what do you think? I want to know how you think about that. Okay, and let me see. Okay. And J.T. Thomas, you said, create your own rights. That is what leaders show us. And they are mouthpieces, not leaders. Okay? Okay, and the Kurt Porter, you said, love the honesty in your reports. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you for coming. And the Cancer Mouse wrote, there's nothing against the law to keep your monitor cameras on during the law enforcement raid. Okay. Yeah, I think so. And okay. So yeah, that'd be all for today. And I think in this 8th day, we don't see any answer. There's questions abound. People are asking, so why? The big question is still not answered. Why did you carry the raid? So let's see how long they can hold on. All right, thank you very much for coming with us, and I wish you have a great rest of the night, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.